Number 53, Colton Threats. Number 57, Isaac Johnson. Number 60, Quandaries Hill. Number 17, Mikhail Stevens. And number 84, DeMarquay Perkins. Starting defense for Bishop Luers High School. Number 1, Justin Gaston. Number 2, Jordan Presley. Number 3, Reese Zay. I'm sorry, Reese is number 4. Number 6, Jarvis Jackson. Number 7, Fred Jordan. Number 12, Zach Robbins. Number 21, Tamari Harris. Number 32, Ty Hambright. Number 34, Alan Jackson. Number 55, Mitch Geely. Number 79, Gabe Hendricks.
Pilates therapy is using the Pilates technique in a therapeutic way. Pilates itself is just using, we would use equipment, Pilates equipment, to work on precise movement patterns in the Pilates method in that rehabilitation process. The benefit of doing Pilates with the therapy, the biggest benefit is to work on smaller muscle groups and precise movement patterns that you're going to get with using the Pilates method. In this method, if you just come in with low back pain, or you have some shoulder pain, or you have some other pains that aren't surgically repaired, the Pilates method is very effective in utilizing those smaller muscle groups that are attached from the core into the shoulders or to the hips to strengthen from the inside out. It very much works posture. In this day and age, posture is a huge thing with people, sitting at desks, keeping the head forward.
Anybody can benefit from Pilates. Definitely athletes, performers, dancers, gymnasts, but you also people chronic pain, back pain, shoulder pain, teenage.
The host Knights have scored 25.1 points per game, and the Archers have scored 18.9. The game is going to be kicked off here. The ball is going to land about the 15-yard line, and it's going to come out with Thomas Davis, the senior. He almost broke a couple tackles and went big, but ended up with the ball looking like it's going to be placed at perhaps the 36-yard line to start tonight's action.
That was a good run by Thomas. You had, I'm surprised that they didn't, I'm not surprised they wouldn't kick it to Markalen, but Thomas is excellent also with his speed.
Well, as the Archers come out tonight, they're led since about the second or third week of the season by not only by Markalen Harrison, but Mikhail Stevenson at QB.
Yes, he's been an added addition to the offense, and he's actually helped Markalen out by getting the ball vertical downfield this past 4 games.
How is Markalen feeling? Last week, about halftime, we were concerned that he wasn't going to be able to come out in the second half. Had a big second half. How's he doing in practice this week?
So far, when I talked to him last few days, he's feeling real well. You noticed it just a minute ago. He's not limping, so I think he's going to have a great game.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Well, ball's at the 37. The Archers didn't really make much on that. It is 2nd and 10. And Stevenson goes back in the shotgun, has 2 receivers to the far side, and he's going to hand it off to Markalen Harrison, who we were just talking about, goes right up the middle on the left-hand side.
That's a great run for Markalen, especially with Bishop Luers being in a 3-man front. The Southside did a good thing by handing the ball off. Now they're 3rd and short, 3rd and 4. So see what happens in this next play. I know they're running a 3-4 for Bishop Luers tonight, so see how that works for Southside.
As I was looking at the defensive stats for the Knights, they have multiple young men who can sack that quarterback. So Stevenson will have to use his legs perhaps to get out of the pocket and get away.
Yes, Luers has some guys that get after the football. They're a very exciting team to watch. They have a lot of speed, and when they come, they come. So Southside has to be ready for it. Just that last pass to DeMarquay, just a little bit behind DeMarquay, but again, Southside wants to throw that ball vertically tonight.
Just out of the outstretched hands, and that means the Archers are going to pick it away, punt it away. I believe that's by number 83, Xavier Pedroza. On the season, Pedroza is averaging 37.3 yards per kick. We got deep back for the Knights. The runner for the Knights came up to kick it and slipped. It might just be a little slick out there on the field tonight with the rain that we had earlier in the day.
Well, the ground really hasn't. We haven't had that much rain this year. I know the ground it got saturated today, but I figured footing would take part in this game tonight.
Well, here we are with the ball at the 33, and the Knights on their first possession of the evening they'll take over 1st and 10. And their quarterback, Norman Kanapke, will hand it off to number 32. Hambrick, there's a fumble on the play. And Hambrick's going to be able to pick it up, but that was one of those interesting things that I don't know that the Southside Archers saw that ball had come out.
No, they didn't see it, and heads-up play by Bishop Luers by recovering it. Tell you what, Luers has 2 running backs that is going to be tough for Southside to deal with tonight.
That's right. 2nd down and 4. I'm not at a point where I can see the clock. That's going to be a little bit problematic. There's a brick wall to my left, so I'm going to have to scoot up to see where we are. But the Knights are going to get their first down. And we have 1st and 10 with the ball right in front of us here in the press box at Knights Field at the 45. Receiver left and right, and 2 running backs in the backfield. And Kanapke's looking right. He's going to complete it to Hambrick, and over the right-hand side, pick up the first down, and about 6 yards more.
That time we had a play-action pass back out of the backfield. And again, Southside, they've had everything covered except that back out of the backfield. And quarterback did a great job of play-action fake.
It just goes to show how important having not only one runner but 2 runners that have these gentlemen have the skill that they do.
Yes.
How that sets up the pass play. Knapke is this time going to hand it off to Presley. Presley's coming on the left-hand side. He's going to head down the left-hand side, and he's going to be finally taken down by number 21 for the Archers. That's Sam Knight.
Again, the Southside safety had him probably about 10 yards back in the backfield. You can't arm tackle. You got to wrap this young man. Great balance, good speed, and he's got some strength. So he's got to do a better job of making some tackles tonight.
Well, the Luers Knights have already showed themselves to be able to handle that ball on the ground. And looks like there's going to be a timeout taken by the Archers. The Archer staff, the head coach is Roosevelt Norfleet. Got that right this week, Coach.
You got that right this week. Well, that time Southside had to use a timeout. They had only 10 players on the field, so.
Goes back to what we talked about last week. It's about penalties and
turnovers, missed tackles, and you don't want to be in a situation where you have 10 players on the field, so you had to call a timeout, which sometimes those hurt, during the game. It's great for Southside to call that timeout now so that they can try to keep Luers from scoring.
Well, they definitely want to keep Luers off the field, or their offense off the field, and see if Southside can score and score often.
And with Luers, with the 2 backs that they've had, and just the play action fakes, the ability to run the ball well, they've been in 1st and 10, 2nd and short, 3rd and short, and that's where you want to be at for an offense.
Apke is looking over to Kyle Lindsay, the coach, fifth-year coach for the Knights. He's going to go up under center. Hand it off to Hamrick on the right-hand side. Big hole. And he looks like he's going to be shy, but it's going to get down to the 1 yard line.
Again, they had an ISO, and there was nobody in there for Southside. Again, Southside has to step up and take those on.
You know, just in terms of looking at the stats, overall stats, these two teams are pretty equal, but you look at the running, and Presley averages 6.8 yards per game, and Hamrick, he averages 6.9 per carry.
Wow.
And I need to say that wasn't per game. It was per carry, and Hamrick's. They called a touchdown. Hamrick on the left-hand side with 7:36 left. Again, it was difficult to see from where we were located, but just like that, the Bishop Luers Knights are up 6-0 on the Archers.
You know, that touchdown there, it didn't look like he crossed the plane, but they gave it to him, and now the score is 6-0.
And here the kicker, number 8, he actually made that. Peyton Howe, a senior, 26 of 28 on the year. So just like that, it's 7-0 with 7:36 left here in the first quarter.
Bishop Luers would like to thank the sponsors of our school, Baker Street.
Again, we appreciate you joining us tonight here on SummitCitySports.com. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Coach, you were going to say?
No, but Bishop Luers didn't do anything fancy. You know, they kept the ball between the tackles. Nice play action pass off that backfield action, and really did a great job orchestrating a great drive for the first 7-0 score.
So again, the senior for the Knights, number 8, Peyton Howe, is going to kick it off. Got Markalen Harrison back. You also have number 11 for the Archers, Omar Jackson.
Markalen might not see the football tonight.
This time it's going to go to Jackson's. Going to try to go up the middle, and then goes out to the left-hand side. And he spins. Oh, there's going to be there's some dirty laundry on the play. Once again, the Archers looked like they were going to break something free on the kickoff, and but the ball is going to be placed at the 37-yard line. What you see, Coach?
I just, with their kickoff return, they have some exciting runners. You got Omar Jackson, Thomas Davis, and Markalen Harrison. Sometimes they bring Bakari Walton in. So Southside is going to start this drive out with a penalty, a 15-yard penalty. They should have great field position.
Was that I didn't see it. Was that a face mask?
It was a face mask.
As the cheerleaders across the way, you can't do that. So the ball is actually going to be placed here at the 48-yard line of the Knights. First time the Archers are in the Knights' territory. After some, they did have a difficult time getting the ball out, and yet one of the youngsters, the ball boy for the Knights, was there to be faithful to his job and get that off the field. Love it when these kids can come out and participate. Now quick handoff to Markalen Harrison right up the middle. Looks like he's going to pick up about 5
yards. Again, Southside might try to take a page out of Luers' playbook. You want to keep that ball second and short. Nice ISO for Markalen to try to end. Good leg drive, get that extra 5 yards.
About 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. 2nd and 5. We have this play again where they brought in the big man, number 51, to set up the block. Markalen Hairston looks like he missed the block. He went right, and his blocker went left.
It seems like about 3 or 4 guys from Southside missed the block on that play.
So there was no gain on the play. Number 51 for the Archers is Corey Hanna. That was a play that we saw last week. And,
for South, I mean, you want to make sure that those guys are getting the hat on the hat and getting the blocks that they need. Mark Halen's a good back, and he just needs maybe a little room where he can get going.
The Archers decide to go with 2 receivers left and right. Quick hand. Oh, a play action. Oh, and a nice pass over the middle to Green. He gets popped, and the ball just goes down to the ground.
Again, that's where Southside, again, they have to capitalize on those. They've had maybe a couple passes that were dropped and a missed block on that ISO. Again, we got 4th and 6.
So Pedroza is going to come in again with his 37.3 average. It was a little shorter than that this last time, but the ball's placed at the 48. He's standing back about 43, gets it away, and the Luers.
Oh, we had a clip.
Here he goes, number 1, and he beats Pedrosa, and that's number 1. Justin Gaston goes all the way, 99 yards for the touchdown.
Well, we have some laundry, though, so the play looks like it's coming back. Tell you what, that was a great move by Gaston, but they had a clip probably right down to the 30-yard line.
Well, you called it, and I heard you, and the Archers are very, very fortunate.
Very fortunate. I tell you what, Gaston, you don't want to get the football. You want to kick it away from him. Anytime you get a chance to punt, or you have to punt, do not kick it to Gaston. Very exciting player.
Gaston is not only one of the leading wide receivers, he's also one of the leading rushers when he gets the opportunity for Luers. So multi-gifted athlete, and that ball is going to get put back to, looks like, about the 15-yard line. So that turns out to be about a 84-yard penalty.
That was a big play for, that actually was a big penalty for Southside to bring that ball back. They can't have those kind of miscues in this type of game.
So Hamrick is going to bring out his Knights to the line of scrimmage, number 34. That's Alan Jackson, a junior running back. He comes into the game. But in the backfield, you have Hamrick, as well as, I believe that's Jordan Presley, the transfer from Homestead. Kanapke looks right, and nice tackle across the way by number 4, Thomas Davis.
Great little short pitch route and good pitch and catch between the quarterback and the receiver. Again, that starts them out with first down. Now they're 2nd and 1.
Yeah. That's just a rule of statistics and numbers. If you're going to only have to have 1 yard versus 5 or 6. That was a great stop by Davis, though.
Great stop by Thomas, because if he misses him, he's down the sideline. There's nobody else over there.
So 1 receiver left and right, handoff again to Hamrick, and he's going to pick up the first down and more. Going to be tripped up. I believe that was by number 25, Dylan Jackson, for the Archers.
Ty Hambright, his father went to Southside.
No way.
Yeah, so, but I mean, this young man keeps his feet moving. He has great leg drive, great balance, and I tell you what, look like he's going to break every time he touches the football.
You know, there's a lot of former Archers that their kids are playing in other places.
Come on, Archers.
We don't hide the fact that both of us went to Southside. But we want a competitive game with no injuries. Presley's going to go right up the middle. First down, picks up 5 or 6, just like that.
Well, that was Gaston that time.
Oh, you're right, correct.
A little reverse, a little counter reverse. And again, with Gaston, is great runner, We had the pleasure at St. Francis of coaching his brother Charles Gatson, and went on to graduate, and was an integral part of our program in the national championship, especially firing up our team. So his brother is just as exciting.
Well, the University of St. Francis has certainly gone off to a great year this year. Of course, they have to play an undefeated team tomorrow in Concordia. Now Hambrick goes to the right-hand side. It's not going to pick up much, maybe one or two. So important third down for the Archers. Still just down by 7.
Tomorrow's going to be exciting. You got two teams that are unbeaten. You have Concordia now that is ranked 20th in the nation, and 21. We're 20. We're 1 and they're 20. So it's going to be a great game tomorrow.
Well, we wish you obviously the best. We appreciate you, Coach Nolan, taking another Friday night here on the sidelines with SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you so much.
So now we have two receivers here to the near side, one to the far side. Gaston's right there. Screen. Oh, nice takedown for a loss.
That was a great job by Kayshawn Bass to read that screen and play that play all the way out, which means it's 4th down and 6 or 7. So that was a good job by him.
Kayshawn is the leading tackler for the Archers on the season. Kayshawn has 46. Will be interesting. Last week we had Isaac Johnson and we had Brandon Eldridge. They were given fits to the Northside quarterback. It will be interesting to see if they get any pressure tonight. This ball is going to land just prior to the 30, and it's going to be down by the Knights.
Good thing that with the rainy field a little bit, when that ball hit the ground, it just kind of stayed right in one spot. Southside you want to see Southside field that so they don't lose any yards.
Sure. Well, I'll give you a time check here. It's 2:11 here in the corner. And the Archers definitely want to get some scores in this game early to stay in this and to build up their confidence that they got from last week's win for the totem pole, 2nd year in a row for the Archers.
Last, I think, couple games, Southside is, they started picking up and they had a shootout a couple weeks ago.
Stevenson, he completes it now to DeMarquay, who's their second leading receiver, number 84, and is exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
Now we have it 2nd and about 4.
Yes, we have about 1 minute and 55 seconds to go in this quarter. Again, that's what Michael needed to get himself off, as far as getting that first pass.
Yeah, especially after those other 2 passes were dropped, one by Everett Merritt and the other by Green. Now they can hand it off to Markalen Harrison, who's just going to get gobbled up. I believe that's by number 4, Reese Zay, a senior on the defensive line, 5'11", 200 pounds. But he does pick up maybe a yard, and it's going to be third down.
3rd and about 2. 3rd and 1.
The scoreboard says 1. Time on the clock is 1:09. We're going to get our exercise tonight, Coach, looking at that scoreboard.
I know Southside here, before this quarter is over, would like to get a first down to keep this drive moving.
And here comes the Knights. And yet Markalen Harrison nice late push by the Archers. And he's going to get that first down you just talked about.
With 48.6 seconds to go in this quarter, it's 1st and 10. So Southside's trying to mount a drive to try to get back in this game.
So again, the Archers, the ball is placed, looks like about the 43-yard line of the Archers. You got Everett Merritt and Green on this side, and then on the far side, you have a single receiver. Play action pass, little slip. Will Merritt get to it? Just shy of Everett Merritt. Merritt's leading the Archers with 5 touchdowns on the season.
That was a good pass by Michael. Just a little bit short. He had Everett outside. If he could have got a little bit more outside. He probably could have had a play right there, but he looked like he was throwing to Omar.
He actually slipped up on that play where he went to plant his back foot and kind of slid out, so probably lost a little yardage right there. But probably a good thing because the two defenders for Luers were right there. So now this time we've got three receivers here to this near side, but they're going to hand it off to Markalen Hairston, and he could break the bank. Oh, he's going to get tackled, but he keeps those feet going, just like we talked about last week.
Great run from Markalen. Again, they was expecting Southside to pass. They were a little soft in the middle with 6.2 seconds to go in this quarter. He had an excellent run, and then the extra 5 or 10 yard push just from the strength of his legs. Got him right down there to the 25-yard line.
He's just like the Energizer Bunny, just keeps those legs pumping.
He has no choice.
Well, you have the officials. I didn't see any
Didn't see a flag.
any flags, but I'm seeing the officials talk to each other. Any thoughts or guesses what that might be about, Coach?
It looks like unless they call a holding on Southside, I'm hoping that play stands where it is for Southside.
I know that Coach Norfleet is across the way. He's very interested to see what may be called.
Normally when we have a discussion like that, there was a holding somewhere, and maybe the ball might come back, or, I don't think it was a face mask.
And yet they're pointing that way. Oh, personal foul. And it's against the Knights. Personal foul against
offsetting.
Offsetting. So that first down, but the ball's going to come back. Boy, that's a huge loss for the Archers.
2 personal fouls negates that play. That's unfortunate for Southside. But again, they got to keep their composure in these games like this. They lost Gerald Little last week because of that. And so they have to be smart. Now, both young men that the personal fouls are called on, if they get another personal foul, they could be ejected from the game.
Sure. It's just so hard at this age. You did this to me, so I'm going to do it back.
Got to learn how to use some constraints, and you have to be smart, and you have to think about your team. You can't be selfish. Even though you feel like you're not, something happens in that play. This is football. Play between the snap and the whistle.
The officials are trying to get the chain gang to switch it to second down, and it is now second down and 10.
Now, I don't know if the clock is they're not going to push the time back because it's 4.8 seconds left to go in this quarter.
A little confusion here. And yet we're thankful that you've joined us here tonight on SummitCitySports.com and our coverage of the Bishop Luers Knights hosting the Southside Archers in this Calhoun Corridor battle. And you can follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. You can like us on Facebook, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at SummitCitySports.com. The official blows his whistle, and so
it's going to be a runoff, and
and just like that, we come to the end of the first quarter with the Bishop Luers Knights 7 and the Southside Archers nothing. We're going to go to a commercial break with a former Bishop Luers Knight, Jalen Smith.
With active science, just the overall objective of having better physical activity along with gaining knowledge and wisdom, it aligns with everything I stand for, with clear-eye view and having a determined belief, earned dreams and a focused vision.
So I got Grace the Magnificent here with me. So we're gonna go through a little activity. What I want you to do is try to get past me, NFL linebacker. You get past me, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. But if I tag you, then you do 10 jumping jacks, and then we'll flip it around and see if I can get past you, all right?
All right.
All right. Blue 42. Oh. 3, 2. Count it out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
might look back on that, as a momentum stomp for them, but we'll see what the Archers can do. The ball is right now is at the 43-yard line, and it's 2nd down and 10 to start the second quarter here at Knights Field here on the south side of Fort Wayne. Green goes in motion. Stevenson's in the. It looked like he backed up as if he was going to take the.
Well, it looked like that call is probably going to go against Bishop Luers. They had 2 guys in the neutral zone.
And that's exactly what it is, Coach. So that's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Archers. So that's good for them.
I don't know if Michael is doing it or not, but it looks like he's varying his snap count, and these guys are anticipating that's how they get that offsides penalty.
Markalen Harrison to his right. Stevenson looking down here on the left-hand side. Oh, did he catch it? Oh, my goodness.
That was one heck of a catch by DeMarquay Perkins. This is his first year playing football, and he played basketball last year, but he tipped that with one hand and came down with both of them. That was a great catch by DeMarquay Perkins.
Talk about a highlight reel. That was at the 11:52 mark of this game.
And Michael put that ball on a rope. That was a great pass.
No other place that he could have caught that ball. And, wow, that is one that we'll remember for a while.
I'll remember that one. That's a great catch.
One-handed. Now Markalen, he's going to go right up the middle, and one of the leading tackler, or the leading tackler for Luers, number 21, Kamari Harris, is going to wrap him up. I think he actually lost one on the play.
Now, one thing about Luers, with their 3-man front, at the 3-4, they're moving guys around, and they're confusing Southside a little bit here and there defensively.
So now 3 receivers to the far side. One, DeMarquay Perkins here on the near side. Stevenson looking down to his armband. Now quick pitch out to the right-hand side by Amari Green.
That was a great block out there by Omar Jackson to give him an extra 4 or 5 yards. I'll tell you what, Luers is putting pressure on by bringing guys from different spots, and it's confused the Southside's offensive line a little bit.
Well, there's 10:35 left here in the quarter. It's 3rd down and 8, according to the sticks across the way. Just like that, I actually lost track of the downs there. I thought it was more like 2nd, but nope, it shows what I know.
Well, it's kind of hard to see that a little bit across the way.
Looked like one of the Archers was across the line, but instead, Markalen Harrison goes way deep down, picks it up, gets thrown out of bounds.
That was a great play to get a 1st down for Southside. Kind of took a page from Luers' book with the back out of the backfield. Great play action fake there for Southside.
Jordan Presley there on the tackle, but it's going to be 1st down. 1st down, it looks like 1st down and 10. The ball's at the 11-yard line, so again, it's 9:59 left here in the quarter. The Archers definitely want to score on this play, or in the series of downs. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Stevenson is going to have to get out of there. Oh, he escapes, and he's going to keep it. He better tuck it away. Jukes around, and touchdown. Now on the right-hand side of the end zone.
Now, if I'm Luers' defensive coordinator, I'm going to be upset. They had him back there at the 15-yard line, and he slipped about 3 or 4 tackles there to score on that touchdown.
For a minute there, I thought he was back in his basketball court days, being that point guard, juking around to get in to dunk it or to lay it up. So at 9:46 left here in the half. It's 7-6 with Macias lining up to kick the extra point. for the Archers. Greg Humphrey, I believe, is a sophomore. He's the holder. Low snap.
Got a bad snap.
Oh. And just like that, due to the bad snap, Humphreys goes down, gets tackled, and so now with 9:46 left in the half, the Archers are just trailing by 1. And it's now 7-6.
You don't want to see that happen in a game like this. You know, Southside, hope that doesn't haunt them later on, but hopefully they can pick up from that mistake.
How hard is that, Coach, to motivate that team? I mean, you're so excited. You just got an outstanding touchdown, and then you miss the extra point.
Well, you know, the one thing that Southside is going to see is, hey, we can score on these guys. We can get that point back. So one thing that helps Southside is that momentum, scoring that touchdown. So that won't weigh on these guys. They know that they can get that back, or they can go for 2 on the next touchdown.
Sure, and the Archers have done that. I know earlier in the season, I think maybe it was against the Wayne Generals that they actually had two extra points in that game.
And you know, with Markalen, you have DeMarquay, you have Everett, you have Omar Jackson, you have Amarion Green. You have some weapons there, and they can put points up real quick. If you're just sitting back and waiting, Southside will score points.
Pedrosa is going to line up to kick it off. And
you don't want to kick it to Gaston, and you don't want to kick it to
Presley,
and you don't want to kick it to Hambright. So we're going to squib kick it.
I was going to say, Coach, who are you going to kick it to? Hamrick still picks it up, and he's going to come here on this side. And, wow, what a run back. Going to be taken out at the 49-yard line.
Yeah. You know, when you get a squib kick, you either want to hit maybe somebody in the front line. You don't want those 3 guys to catch the ball and run.
I was going to say, who are you going to kick it to? It'd be better almost to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I'd kick it out of bounds and take the penalty. I wouldn't want to give him the ball almost on the 50-yard line.
Yeah. You'd think Devin Hester was back there or something. But now Hamrick's going to bring up his Knights. Double backfield and 2 receivers off the far side. Now quick handoff to Presley. He slips a little bit, but it looks like he's going to get close to the first down, maybe a yard shy.
Again, they start out, second and short, first down. They're second and short, 2nd and 2 now. Luers runs a great little counter. And I tell you what, he gives it to Presley or he gives it to Hambright, and those guys get going.
And I apologize to Ty's family. It is Hambright, and I always want to call him Hamrick, so I'll get that corrected. So Kanapke under center.
Screen.
He was throwing it to Hambright.
Yes. Well, he turned around and Southside's guy was right up in his face. Keyshawn came off that edge and was in his face, for he knew when he turned around, he's in his face, so he had to get that ball away quick.
So now it's 3rd and 1, 8:52 left here in the half. The Bishop Luers Knights are going from north to south, and the ball is at the 42-yard line.
Now from Luers now, if I'm Southside, I'm looking for the back out of the backfield.
And just a smash mouth run right up the middle.
Smash mouth run. Presley knew they needed that first down, and he just lowered his shoulder and picked up the extra 2 yards.
So we have 1st and 10 for the Knights. 8:40 left here in the quarter. Ball at the 39-yard line. Kanapke on the season, he can throw. He's thrown 64 completions out of 116 tries for 8 touchdowns and 971 yards.
Another play action, back out of the backfield.
Hambright again picks up 5 yards, and just steps out of bounds, but keeps that drive going, and another 2nd down and 5.
Yes, Luers offensive coordinator. I mean, he's done a good job because again he's keeping his 2nd short, 3rd and short. So in his toolbox, he doesn't have to have a lot of plays that he has to call to try to get that 1st down.
Luers is always amazing, even though they're 4-3 on the season. They always seem to have a long run in the postseason because they play all the big boys, and then they do well. Nice tackle right up the middle. That was number 9, I believe. Darrell Reynolds for the Archers got a clean shot there on Presley, and so it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Coach, I know you're having something pretty special at the University of St. Francis for the player that was injured.
Yes, it was exciting yesterday. Kamarie came to practice and was able to walk out of the wheelchair to the field. And, man, you ought to see the guys get energized.
That's great. In a little bit, you'll have to tell us how they have a GoFundMe page for him. We'll have to talk about that. Oh, was that intercepted by Davis?
Oh, he missed it. He dropped it.
He dropped it. Pass was intended, I believe, for Gaston, but the pass was short, and it's going to be 4th down and 5. So, Coach, with 7:25 left here in the quarter, are you going to go for it?
Well, it's 4th and short, so I mean, they're not bringing in their kicker, so you look for maybe a play-action pass. I don't think they'll run a screen, but they'll look for that maybe a back out of the backfield or quick hitch to the outside.
Well, we'll see if you're right here as we have 2 receivers left and right with Presley in the backfield. And the pass is going to go. And
good job. They actually ran a nice little curl route and an out route to get that 1st down to number 7.
Contrail Jordan, the senior wideout, 5'11", 184 pounds. So the Knights, who started this drive around their 50-yard line, they've definitely had the possession arrow in their favor, as well as the field advantage in their favor. Hard not to with those 3 deep men back there. Kanapke sends Hambright into motion. Hand off the other way, though, to Presley. Touchdown!
Luers had that jet motion and came back with a counter to Presley, and he went in the end zone untouched.
Just like that, with 6:47 in the half, the Luers faithful stand as their pep band plays their school song. They're now up 13-6. Number 4, Reese Zay will hold for number 8, Peyton Howe. And he's going to kick it through the uprights, and just like that, it's now 14-6 in favor of the Bishop Luers Knights. 6:47 left here in the half. Still a beautiful night.
Great night. I haven't seen a lot of turnovers. We haven't had a turnover at all so far in this half. Luers did a great job of 2nd and short and came up with a go-to play to get that 1st down, which kept that drive alive and helped score that touchdown.
But the Archers still have plenty of time to perhaps tie this up. They'd have to get a touchdown plus a 2-point conversion. But an entertaining game thus far.
So far, so good. And I think last week we saw Southside score with maybe a minute. So they can put up points quick.
Go ahead, Coach.
If you're Southside now, you're down 14-6. You're looking to try to get a quick score here and maybe go for 2 on the next after the touchdown.
Well, and here we were talking earlier about this opportunity for people to go to the GoFundMe page.
Yes, there's a GoFundMe page for Kamari Kamari, and also his mother started a fundraising campaign for Do It For Kids.
And I believe you can go to stfranciscougars.com to get more information about that. Here comes right up the middle, the Archer runner. Look at that. That's Jackson, Omar Jackson.
We had a fumble on that play toward the end of that. And then we had a penalty, so I don't know if they did Luers recover that or not. Yes, they did.
And just like that, that happened earlier in the season. Omar Jackson was just trying to stretch that one to get that extra yard or two, puts the ball out, and this time the ball's on the ground. And
actually, I thought he was down by contact, but came out before he hit the ground.
And it doesn't look like there's a penalty on the play.
Well, he threw a flag, and then he picked up the flag.
In cases like that, why did they pick up the flag, Coach?
That's a good question. That's a good one.
Well, with that, just like the last, it is.
He called a penalty against Southside. Okay, he got a sideline warning.
Okay.
Coaches get excited. I think when they saw the ball on the ground, they almost wanted to run on the field and recover it.
Yeah. Can't take the player out of the
Take
coach.
the player out of the coach.
I bet you still could play out there.
Probably with some oxygen, I could probably give you one play.
Your wife, who's here tonight, I don't know if she thinks you could play or not.
No, she probably had to go to the hospital with me.
There is some dirty laundry, and the Archers are clapping this time, so it looks like that ball's going to go back probably 5 yards.
When Bernard was with the Baltimore Ravens, I would always ask him, say, hey, man, just ask Coach Harbaugh to let me have one play. I said, now in the contract, we have to have a priest, some oxygen tanks, and then I need to be standing 40 to 50 yards back, and I'll get mad at the defense if they don't stop him before I come up there.
Of course, you're talking about the former Southside star, Bernard Pollard. Oh, it's going to be intercepted this time by Jackson. Now let's see how he does. He's trying to point out his blockers, and the officials are going to throw a flag, but he's going to keep running now to the other side. Taken down violently.
Tackled by Presley.
Wow. Omar Jackson, who just coughed off the ball, he takes in that interception from Kanapke, and he ran a long ways for that. Looks like there's going to be a penalty called on the Archers. Block in the back. Again.
Well, I saw it here. That was a close call, but with that play, Omar was able to make amends for that fumble that he had earlier.
That's right. So with 6:18 left on the clock here at Knights Field on the campus of Bishop Luers High School, the ball is going to be placed at the 37-yard line. And the Archers.
I'm going to have to apologize to both teams because after that last score by Luers, I said we didn't have any turnovers. We had 2 back-to-back turnovers.
Well, I do know that we have 3 touchdowns on the night, and maybe that will help both teams. So with that, Stevenson pitches it out to Markalen, waits for his block to develop. Just like that, he ducks down.
And he gets the extra yard.
Just like Bishop Luers, where, it's now 2nd down and 4.
That's 2nd and short, 2nd and 3, and it's short. You want to get Markalen outside a little bit because they've been blitzing up the side a little bit. So that was a good play for Southside.
We showed a little love to the Bishop Luers runners. Markalen, he's averaging 5.1 yards per carry on the season. It's given to him again, and he's going to get a first down and more. Just keeps those legs churning.
Markalen, again, he's a special young man. If you notice, the first tackler never brings him down. He's got that great leg, so he's always driving his legs when he's made contact. So he does a great job.
And yet he's only about 5'10". And again, Corey Hanna goes into motion this time, and now this time on the Markalen Harrison goes on the right-hand side. Play action pass. Oh! Almost intercepted by Josh Diepold.
He kind of threw that a little fast. If he let that clear the safety, he would have had a touchdown. But look for Southside to come back to that play. The middle of the field was wide open. And, you have 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the quarter.
You got two old men trying to look at a clock halfway down the field.
We need a clock right over there.
We have two receivers on the far side. We have one here, and then Hanna, the big boy, in the middle. And this time goes right up the middle, kind of not the refrigerator, but number 51. He's a big boy, Corey Hanna. He's had Coach Norfleet's had him in there the last 2 or 3 games that I've seen.
Corey Hanna's probably about 240. Easy. Way to pound it up in there, Corey. That's the first time we've seen him run the ball.
That's right. So 3rd down and probably 7 on the play. Stevenson comes in as number 7 for the Archers goes off the field. That's Tajon Smiley Tabor.
Let's see what Southside has for this conversion tool. You have 3rd and 7. I know Luers is bringing them.
That's I think they ran pretty much that same play.
Yeah, same exact play. He's throwing it kind of short or low, and he needs to let him clear the safety so he can complete that pass.
If he would have thrown it a little bit higher,
been a touchdown,
and that would have gone to Everett Merritt, the leading receiver for the Archers, and so the Archers are going to have to punt it away now with 4:18.
Well, if I'm Javier Pedroza, I want to try to angle that ball and try to get that ball inside the 5-yard line. You don't want to kick it to Presley or Gatson.
He's fortunate to get that ball away. It's going to come to Presley. Presley's back up to the 5-yard line. Come to this near side, and look at that. Now the Archers are just chasing him. Looks like he's jogging down the sideline, and he's going to go all the way. But there is a flag.
That may have been a sideline warning against Luers. I don't know if that'll come back or not.
As soon as that flag went up, the players immediately put their hands on their head.
Yeah. That may have been a sideline. The official may have ran into a coach or to a player. Automatic penalty.
So again, there's been 2 major runbacks that have been called back for the Knights that were sure touchdowns.
Yes,
but penalties called them back.
Again, I don't want to say jinx, but you don't want to kick the ball to Presley or Gatson. You want to angle that ball out of bounds.
It was just amazing how he picked that up, and you thought you saw 5-6 Archers, and pretty soon
Southside had 5 guys standing around him, 1 blocker, and once he got past there, he was gone.
Obviously, the fans here on the Bishop Luers side, they don't appreciate that call, and yet I think it's going to go against Luers, and that ball's going to come back.
Okay. Well, I think the official ran into somebody on the sideline.
Now the official's over here talking to the head coach. That's interesting. He has both thumbs up.
Yes.
So is he going to?
Sideline. Touchdown.
No way. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Now the Southside coach is out at the middle of the field. He's questioning, why is that a touchdown?
Well, you would almost say to bring that play back because the official ran right into it. Southside had got a sideline warning, and the official on that play threw the flag after the official ran into that. He couldn't get downfield to even make a call because he ran into a kid from Southside.
Actually, he ran into the kid from Luers. Former principal of Bishop Luers High School is not only the announcer for tonight, but she's also handing water out. So we appreciate Mrs. Kiefer.
Thank you, Miss Kiefer.
Her husband, of course, was a longtime football coach here at Bishop Luers as well. Great man, and appreciate just the hospitality that the Luers Knights provide for us here. Now it's 21-6.
Again, if you're Southside, those are mistakes. And special teams hurt you just as bad.
Down in front of us, Alex Presley, the proud dad of the Luers Knight. Jordan Presley comes and knocks on the window to say hello. So now Luers going to kick it away to the Archers. Kickers Peyton Howe.
Southside has shown that their return men, they've moved Markalin over here a little bit to where they've been kicking the ball. I'm sure they're going to try to kick it away from it.
Steps into it, but it's going to be just a dribbler. They don't want to give it to Southside either.
No.
So the return man at number 58 just going to fall on it for the Archers. That's Manny Knight.
This time they put Markalin over here where they've been kicking the football. I'm sure they saw him back there and they decided to kick the ball, still kick it.
With this 21-6 lead, they don't want the Archers to get a quick score. They want them to earn it. So now the ball is at the 32-yard line. The Archers still have time here in the quarter, in the half.
Well, we got 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go, and Southside again, they can score. They show that they can score. Just got to see what happens in this series.
So you got Green, DeMarquay Perkins, and Everett Merritt here on the near side. Far side, Omar Jackson. Stevenson looks like he was trying to pull the Knights off sides. This time, handoff again to Markalin Harrison, who's met by a host of Knights.
I tell you what, those linebackers they're trying to cover the pass, and they're peeking in the backfield, and when Markalin gets the ball, man, they're flying upfield.
That ultimately will lead to an opportunity for the Archers if they can just complete it. It's now 2nd down and 6.
Right now, Bishop Luers has one safety with Southside with trips. So we'll see what happens on this play.
3:24 left here in the half. Stevenson with Markalin Harrison to his left. Now he's going to come deep.
And we've got a flag. I figured that was pass interference.
DeMarquay Perkins was looking back to the ball, and the Knights.
They called it on Southside.
Really?
Yes. Oh, okay.
I think they switched it.
They switched it.
So that's the coverage. The coverage person that is going to be called on that.
As a defensive coach, that play right there, I thought the defensive back did a great job. He looked back for the ball. He squeezed the receiver close to the sideline and didn't really give him a chance to get up and catch the pass. I thought he did a good job. Unfortunate for that call.
So it's automatic first down. Ball's moved up 15 yards to the 50. The Archers again up against the clock, 3:03. Stevenson back. He pumps twice. Now deep, and just throws it into the ground. Way deep. Intended, I believe, that was for Marin Green. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 10 for the Archers.
That was a good play. He got behind the safety, just overthrew him.
It seems like for Stevenson, who's only in probably his 4th game as a high school quarterback, he just needs to learn some. He's either thrown it flat or he's thrown it long. But it's going to take him a little while to get that consistency.
Once he finds out, he's going to be dangerous, I'm telling you.
Yep. Now play action. Stevenson tries to fake it. Now he's just going to throw it.
We may have lineman downfield on that one. That probably might go against Southside.
Seems like there's been a lot of dirty laundry in this game thus far.
Yes.
So it's going to be a hold against the Archers. So that's going to march the Archers back 10 yards. If they accept the penalty.
Well, you got 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Southside with their offense being such a threat, they're going to move them back and make this play over.
So the ball is placed now at the 42-yard line for the Archers. Seems like on this possession that the Archers have kind of got away from the bread and butter.
Yes, they kind of got away from what they were doing. I know you don't want to say panic, but if they can stay within their offense and keep driving and doing some things, they'll be okay.
Now Mikhail Stevenson tries to get away from the tackler and finally going to get taken out of bounds. And I don't know if you saw it, but it looked like another flag was thrown.
Well, I saw Southside was trying to run the option on that play, and that Luers defender came across, and Michael switched directions, basically.
Well, again, my eyes have fooled me. We've gotten back to almost the...
We've seen so many flags.
Yeah.
You get,
It's 2:48 left here in the half.
So we have third and about 12 with 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go in this quarter.
Stevenson back, looking deep, getting chased down. Will he get rid of it? Oh!
Out of bounds. Interception, but he's out of bounds.
So Hambright catches it on the sidelines. So it's going to still be third down and 12.
I tell you what, number 79 is Gabe Hendricks. 6'2", 331 pounds, was moving. I mean, we had to get rid of that ball quick.
I tell you what, Coach, I would have got rid of that ball a lot sooner than that.
Yes, I would have too.
They might have had to find me a bathroom out there on the field too.
Yes.
Having that boy come after me.
Yes. He was bearing down on him.
And yet McKell stayed out there.
Yes, he did.
So Petrosa is down to his 35.
Let's hope he doesn't kick the ball to
Presley. But hey, the Archers, they played really well.
This time they did a good job of defending that one. They got it down to the 30, and they didn't get a return this time.
So the ball looks like it's going to be placed at the 31-yard line with 2:26 left in the halftime. You're watching SummitCitySports.com. Once again, we thank Parkview Sports Medicine for their sponsorship of tonight's broadcast, and also the athletes.
Well, what you're looking at now for Luers is they want to try to get a score right here toward the end of this quarter. You look at Southside, if they can stop them and get it to fourth down and make them punt. Southside has a couple timeouts left. They can try to score here also. So that's the strategy that you're looking at for both teams. I'm sure Luers is going to try to get a touchdown here in this quarter.
Regardless of what happens here, I've been impressed, though, with Coach Northfleet's ability to motivate his players to keep playing no matter what the score is. Nice quick pass over the middle. Thomas Davis is there.
Good job by Thomas Davis. Wasn't fooled by the fake, and it came back with a screen, and Thomas read it all the way. Good job, Thomas Davis.
2-yard loss, it looks like, for the Knights. Kanapke comes in, gives his players what the play will be. We have a receiver to the left and right. 2 in the backfield. Hambright right up the left-hand side. This could be trouble. Seems like the Archers are chasing the Knights down the field a lot tonight.
Yeah, those running backs, they are they're both pretty special.
And that's why they almost gained 7 yards per carry.
I see. That's the first time I get a chance to see Luers play, and I tell you what, these guys are getting at it.
You just know that Luers is going to be a beast come postseason, as they always are. And they can hold themselves with the big boys throughout the season in the SAC. And here they are. They're 4-3. So we have 2 receivers to the near side. Whistles below. There's going to be a timeout called for the Knights.
Well, yeah, 1:43 in this quarter. Yeah, I'm looking at that last. If Southside could have stopped Luers down here, they could have got a timeout with maybe further along. But right now, Luers is 1st and 10 and past midfield, and with a minute and 43 seconds, might look for something, maybe trick play, maybe.
At this point, the Archers just don't want the Knights to score.
They don't want them to score.
One of the things I appreciate about being here at Bishop Luers High School is they have an incredible pep band.
Yes, they do.
That's always nice when you go to a stadium and the band, and you've got the cheerleaders from both sides.
You got the cheerleaders on both sides. You see the future Bishop Luers Knights on the sideline dancing. And they're smart because they're dancing behind the cheerleaders and on the other side of the cheerleaders, and you got some down here helping the kicker. I mean, it's a great night for football.
There's just nothing like IHSAA
Nothing
football.
like it. Nothing.
Of course, I do wish I had a video on those future Knights.
Yeah.
To
the
show
dance. You see the dance.
to show them in a few years. I can hear it now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Dad!
Yeah.
Here, Kanapke comes here to the near side. He's going to be chased by Brandon Eldridge.
Oh, we almost had an interception by. That was a good catch.
That was an outstanding catch. Omar Jackson.
Omar Jackson had a chance to get the interception.
That would have been his second of the night.
Yes. But he did. If he would have high pointed the ball, he would have got the interception. He let it come down, and that Luers kid took the ball away. But I tell you what, they had a receiver running right up the seam, wide open.
So Kanapke in the shotgun, hands it off to Hambright, comes to the right-hand side, finally going to get taken out by Bass. You know, that was a really good play by Bass. Not only did he knock him out of bounds, but he had an opportunity to really put the lumber on him.
Yes.
And yet he refused to do that. And that showed good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship by a young man. I'll tell you what, when Luers runs that counter, it's really hard to stop with those 2 guys in the backfield.
1:20 left here in the half, and now Southside's going to call a timeout. We're going to try to take a timeout here as well at Knight Stadium and see if we can get...
That was a good timeout by Southside to help them regroup a little bit here and there. So they're doing their best to try to keep them in the end zone.
Now, what would the coach be telling Omar Jackson over there? We talked about not going up to the pitch of the ball.
Well, you want to high point the ball. And if you allow the ball to come down, you give that receiver an opportunity to take the ball away. If he high points it when it's up in the air, he had a chance to take it and actually get an interception.
Now, Coach, I didn't play football. When you talk about high point, that's just trying to get the ball
up. Catch it up high.
Okay.
You want to catch it up high as a defender, keep it away from the receiver. The receiver wants you to bring the ball down so you can snatch it out of your hand.
Once again, we have 1:20 left here in the half. Bishop Luers is up on the Archers 21-6, and the ball's placed at the 26-yard line.
I don't know who's barbecuing at Bishop Luers, but you can smell it up in the press box. Man, it smells good.
Well, I think it's for the boys basketball team.
Okay, I got it.
And J.J. Foster is now with the Archers, so you can't blame him. The Archers need to get more pressure as well on the quarterback.
Yes, he's actually had maybe one time where he had to hurry up and throw. Now we had a draw. Again, missed tackle.
Nice blocking downfield.
Hambright did a good job of getting upfield, saw that there wasn't that much left, so he got out of bounds and stopped the clock.
Now those future Knights, not only are they dancers out there, but they are also the cheerleaders.
They're the cheerleaders.
And patting Hambright back on the back.
I think they're watching the stands more than they're watching the game right now.
Well, the Knights have about 6 inches, according to the referee. Now Presley's in the backfield. 2 receivers left and right. Kanapke over the middle. Ricochets off his hand, off Hambright's hands.
That was a good pass. You know, he right across the middle, wide open.
Just
lucky for the Archers, he dropped that ball.
And fortunate for him that when he batted up in the air.
Yes, nobody was minded. Kanapke is doing a really good job of getting that ball out and getting it to his receivers. He's really doing a good job of running the offense right now.
Managing the play.
Yes, he is. And we have maybe, a minute and 8 seconds to go in this quarter.
So Kanapke again with Presley in the backfield. Gaston goes.
Well, he scored on that play the first, right there in the second quarter, where they had that fake jet sweep and countered Presley. But we got a first down. That stops the clock. We have a minute and 2 seconds now to go in this quarter.
Bass right there again for the Archers. Probably already been in 3 tackles on this possession alone, and that's why he's the leader of the Archer defense. Some other people are going to have to step up if they're going to keep the Knights from scoring here with this minute left. Gaston goes in motion now into the deep end zone. Second interception, this time by Omar Jackson.
It should be offense, but Omar Jackson again had a nice little pick. See, that time he high pointed that one, and he was able to get an interception. Pass interference by the offense.
Declined, and so the Archers are going to get that ball at the 5-yard line. Coach, this has happened a couple times in the season where the Archers have intercepted it in the end zone, and they've run out.
And
is that just out of excitement?
That's out of excitement. You know, I think it's that moment Omar felt like he could probably get more out of it than what he did. Now, the Southside, with 30 seconds to go in this quarter, I think they're just going to run the ball out to try to get the ball to the half and then regroup.
So Stevenson giving some last-second instructions.
You know, they're going to back up. Luers is going to back up, and Southside is probably going to try to run it. They got 2 guys pinned in there. They brought everybody up to the box.
Nice quick handoff.
And that's Keyshawn Bass running the ball this time.
Picks up maybe 4 to 6 on that play.
Well, they're going to probably on this here let the clock run out.
Yeah, it's now the end of the half here, I believe.
Yes. It's 4.5 seconds to go. They're just going to let this ball go to the half.
So any thoughts or reflections, Coach, as we go to the half?
Well,
1 to 6.
Southside, again, they shouldn't be walking in with their head down. You know, Luers has had 2 turnovers. I think special teams has hurt Southside a little bit tonight, and they got to shore up their special teams and get back to what they were doing earlier as far as with the offense, running the ball and setting up the pass. If they do that, they can get back in the game. At least we watch Southside, score, a ton of points. And then, so they're capable. We just got to get back.
Well, we still have 24 minutes to play in this game, but we're going to take a break here on SummitCitySports.com. We want to thank, again, Parkview Sports Medicine. They're a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more, we've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine and parkview.com.
Looks like the Lady Night Dancers are
Well, as the Lady Night Dancers come out to the field, Coach Eddie Nolan and myself will take a halftime break, and we'll be back for 24 more minutes here in the second half. We thank you again for joining us here on SummitCitySports.com.
The Heather's Closet organization asks everyone to speak out and speak up if you know someone in an abusive relationship. Please pray for those in an abusive relationship and for those who have lost their lives at the hand of an abuser. We dedicate tonight.
Pilates therapy is using the Pilates technique in a therapeutic way. Pilates itself is just using, we would use equipment, Pilates equipment, to work on precise movement patterns in the Pilates method in that rehabilitation process. The benefit of doing Pilates with the therapy, the biggest benefit is to work on smaller muscle groups and precise movement patterns that you're going to get with using the Pilates method. In this method, if you just come in with low back pain, or you have some shoulder pain, or you have some other pains that aren't surgically repaired, the Pilates method is very effective in utilizing those smaller muscle groups that are attached from the core into the shoulders or to the hips to strengthen from the inside out. It very much works posture. In this day and age, posture is a huge thing with people, sitting at desks, keeping the head forward.
Anybody can benefit from Pilates. Definitely athletes, performers, dancers, gymnasts, but also people, chronic pain, back pain, shoulder pain, teenagers, even women going through pregnancy or postpartum can also benefit from Pilates.
Pilates is for everyone, and including men, especially men. Men get tight as they age, decreasing flexibility in the hamstrings, in their spine. Now you have many professional athletes doing Pilates, LeBron James, Jake Arrieta, Antonio Brown, and they're finding the benefits of getting the elongation of the muscles and the strengthening and the balance and the control that helps them during their sport. And we are the only clinic in Fort Wayne that services both physical therapy and Pilates at the same time, that you can get a Pilates-based rehabilitation.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, 1 website. SummitCitySports.com. Live streamed high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
While the expansion of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse is enhancing the experience for athletes around the area, Parkview Sports Medicine is doing the same inside of the expansion, introducing the brand new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic, providing immediate access to the entire PSM team for athletes all around the region.
We have this team that we can take care of them from the moment they come in, present with their injury, take them all the way through to the point where they're ready to be back to the performance level that they came in pre-injury. We can provide just about anything that any of your walk-in clinics provide, but we definitely focus on musculoskeletal issues.
The Ortho Express Clinic meets athletes where they're at and when they're playing. The entire PSM team will be at an athlete's fingertips. Additionally, the clinic houses the region's only DEXA body composition assessment and a sports dietitian who can work with athletes on their dietary needs.
Some athletes, it might be a difference in their starting position. You know, they might see a number and say, wow, you know, I had no idea that was my body composition. How can I change this? And sometimes just seeing numbers is more motivating than just talking about, you know, maybe their calorie amount that they're taking in.
The advantage to having an Ortho Express clinic is the diversity of the hours. So people who have non-traditional work schedules should be able to get in. I think having athlete access on the athletic trainer side in the trenches, so to speak, and having them be able to get a hold of us or maybe send us a note and saying, hey, this patient's coming in, this is what I'm worried about, and it gives us a heads up.
Whether it's the use of treatment tables, the radiology room, cold whirlpool tank, or the traditional exam room, the Ortho Express Clinic gives patients a seamless experience all under one roof.
This is the type of facility you see in professional and high-level Division I athletics, where you have everything right in one place. So if an athlete gets hurt playing basketball or volleyball on the other side, within the same facility, they can get their physical therapy or an x-ray if needed, just to rule out a fracture. That's stuff you hear about in the NFL, stuff you hear about at high-level colleges where kids just went downstairs and got an x-ray at halftime. We can actually do that in-house now. So it makes us kind of a state-of-the-art, unique facility.
First state title ever in volleyball. And that is it!
Fort Wayne, a city of champions. Athletes making their names known. On the field,
Quick out to Craig Young. Uh-oh! This could go the distance, ladies and gentlemen. A 64-yard pitch and catch.
and in the water.
Everybody into the pool.
This season, the competition
And that's deflected in.
is getting colder.
The game tied with Spartans. Paul Lee with a conference best 18 points.
Hockey is back for the 2017-2018 season. Our cameras are on the 6 city teams. Live stream games to Facebook and YouTube. Coming September 23rd, only on SummitCitySports.com.
with active science, just the overall objective of having better physical activity along with gaining knowledge and wisdom. It aligns with everything I stand for, with clear-eye view and having a determined belief, earned dreams and a focused vision.
So I got Grace the Magnificent here with me. So we're gonna go through a little activity. What I want you to do is try to get past me, NFL linebacker. You get past me, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. But if I tag you, then you do 10 jumping jacks, and then we'll flip it around and see if I can get past you, all right?
All right.
All right. Blue 42. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. 2. Count it out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
First state title ever in volleyball. And that is it!
Fort Wayne, a city of champions. Athletes making their names known. On the field,
Quick out to Craig Young. Uh-oh! This could go the distance, ladies and gentlemen. A 64-yard pitch and catch.
and in the water.
Everybody into the pool.
This season, the competition
That's deflected in.
is getting colder.
Game tied with Spartans. Paul Lee with the conference best 18 points.
Hockey is back for the 2017-2018 season. Our cameras are on the 6 city teams. Live stream games to Facebook and YouTube. Coming September 23rd, only on SummitCitySports.com. Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go, the same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, 1 website. SummitCitySports.com. Live streamed high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
Pilates therapy is using the Pilates technique in a therapeutic way. Pilates itself is just using, we would use equipment, Pilates equipment, to work on precise movement patterns in the Pilates method in that rehabilitation process. The benefit of doing Pilates with the therapy, the biggest benefit is to work on smaller muscle groups and precise movement patterns that you're going to get with using the Pilates method. In this method, if you just come in with low back pain, or you have some shoulder pain, or you have some other pains that aren't surgically repaired, the Pilates method is very effective in utilizing those smaller muscle groups that are attached from the core into the shoulders or to the hips to strengthen from the inside out. It very much works posture. In this day and age, posture is a huge thing with people, sitting at desks, keeping the head forward.
Anybody can benefit from Pilates. Definitely athletes, performers, dancers, gymnasts, but also people, chronic pain, back pain, shoulder pain, teenagers, even women going through pregnancy or postpartum can also benefit from Pilates.
Pilates is for everyone, and including men, especially men. Men get tight as they age, decreasing flexibility in the hamstrings, in their spine. Now you have many professional athletes doing Pilates, LeBron James, Jake Arrieta, Antonio Brown, and they're finding the benefits of getting the elongation of the muscles and the strengthening and the balance and the control that helps them during their sport. And we are the only clinic in Fort Wayne that services both physical therapy and Pilates at the same time, that you can get a Pilates-based rehabilitation.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
1-6 over the Archers. The Knights have dominated on the carpet. Presley has 69 yards, or an average of 9.6 yards per carry. Hambright has 74 yards, or 9.3. If you're the Knights, that's going to win a lot of ball games for you. Also, their quarterback, Penapke, is 7 for 11 for 51 yards. Just done a great job in managing the game plan for the Knights. The Archers, their number one runner, Markalen Harris, has 43 yards for an average of 4.6. Seems like the Archers kind of got away from the run, though, when the score went up 21-6. And Mikael Stevenson, the Archer QB, junior QB that is, he's 3 out of 10 for 50 yards. I think he probably wishes that, or hopes that he has a better second half for the Archers, because when he gets hot, the Archers can score.
Yeah, and you have to understand too that it is still a 2-possession game.
Spoken like a coach who teaches defense at St. Francis. I'm here. Michael Mortensen is here with Eddie Nolan. The Archers are going to kick it away, and they really have no good options to kick it to, as we discussed in the first half.
I'm south side of Squibb kicking the ball. Luers right at the middle of the field. I want to kick it to that guy.
Just before Pedrosa kicks it away, the wind must have knocked it down. And so as we start this fresh third quarter, and He's going to kick it deep, and it's going to go into the end zone, almost to the end zone. No, it's going to be picked up at the 1 by Gaston, and he just turns on the gas. Here comes to the near side, but the ground tackled him.
If I'm Gaston, I'm going back right here by the 32-yard line. I'm kicking that blade of grass right there.
Wow, he just picked up that. I thought it was going to go into the end zone, and that would have been the best thing for the Archers.
Yeah, I got scared.
Gaston, he just picked it up, turned on the gas, and off he went.
He's so explosive. I mean, he can take a ball and catch or kick off and take it back, and
he's one of the fastest runners I've seen in the SAC. Ball's placed at the 22-yard line, and we've got one receiver out on the far side. Ball's going to be handed off to Hambright, the leading rusher for the Knights.
From Southside, if you're looking at this here from Southside, they defensively, they're not doing a bad job. They want to keep these guys, stop the running backs. If they can do that, they'll be okay. But, Brandon Eldridge has been quiet, and Isaac has been quiet, and they haven't put pressure on that quarterback.
Yeah, that's something that last week Eldridge got on that first possession. He got a fumble recovery and went the other way for 6 points, and also got 2 more sacks. Now Hambright trying to get out the outside, and somebody's got to get that young man down.
That play right there, Brandon was able to take out a guard, pulling guard, but there was nobody backside to help him.
So that's going to be a first down for the Knights as the ball is going to be placed at the 43-yard line as it starts to perhaps rain or at least sprinkle a little bit. The umbrellas have popped up here on the south side of town at Bishop Luers High School, which is along Highway 27. 2 receivers in the backfield. Hambright again just continues to pound that left-hand side, and once again it's going to be probably second down and 2 for the Knights.
You're looking at Luers' offensive line. They're really doing a good job of getting off the ball, and they're sealing a lot of the linebackers off the south side, and the running backs are able to get a lot of yardage. And again, second and short. That helps Luers a lot.
This time, Gaston goes out to the far side with tight end on the near side. This time it's off to Presley. He's going to just duck underneath some tackles.
Getting that counter. They pull that backside guard, and Presley runs right behind him.
So another first down. We've got 9:59 left here in the half, and the Knights are running at will at this point over the Archers.
This kind of reminds you of the drive that they had the first part of the game. The ball control.
Yep.
They're running the ball left, running the ball right, and maybe look for a back out of the backfield on this.
Now Hambright off to the right-hand side, being chased down, but he can just... Hambright is so quick. He's going to pick up another first down before he runs out of bounds.
With the rain coming down a little bit here, it looks like Luers is going to keep it on the ground and make Southside stop him.
If you're the defensive coach for Southside, what are you telling your players?
You got to keep in those gaps, and you got to make the tackles when they present itself. Guys got to wrap. They got to do everything they can do to stop these running backs.
Here on the near side, you do have Zach Wood, junior, wide receiver. Looks like the Archers jumped off sides.
A little bit of wiggling around out there.
Or as the former principal here at Luers says, a little wiggling around out there. That sounds like a principal thing to say, don't you say, Coach?
Sounds like, I like the word wiggle.
Coach, when I was in high school, my English teacher said that he says, back in my day, we would dance. he said, but now you kids, all you do is wiggle. Well, talk about wiggling. Here comes Hambright on the left-hand side. He jumps over the defender. finally being taken down. Going to be right there about the 6-yard line.
Well, you had Omar Jackson out here that kind of did a good job of getting him up in the air. Eric Winburn came, even though he had a different angle, kept the play alive and made the tackle. But now it's first and goal.
First and goal on the 9-yard line.
And we have, 9 minutes and 23 seconds to go in this quarter, and they're on the 10-yard line.
Appreciate, Coach, you giving me the time there.
I didn't want you to, pass out.
Have to get up out of my chair each time to look at the beautiful scoreboard down at the end.
Oh, we got a timeout Southside.
Archers are going to call a timeout. That'll be the first in the half. We again want to thank Parkview Sports Medicine. They're a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Speaking about injuries, you had a player injured at the University of St. Francis.
Yes.
What's happened with that young man? I know there was a special ceremony or situation that took place yesterday.
Well, yesterday he came out to practice and kind of surprised the team. He was able to walk in front of the team. Practice was maybe guys were a little tired, and when he got up and started walking out of his wheelchair, practice picked up. Great inspiration to see this young man get up and walk. This shows how prayer and God works.
We understand as well that for his mother and for the young man, there's been a GoFundMe site set up, and you can find that at the University of St. Francis Cougars.com.
Well, you got that at the 1-yard line. Yeah, there's a GoFundMe account. I know tomorrow at the game we're doing some fundraisers for Q. He still has a long way to go, but everybody wants to pitch in, and I think everybody should pitch in and try to help this young man out.
It doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, or
if it's $1.
It's $1. It helps.
Mom has to move into a house that's going to be
handicap accessible.
Accessible, and maybe get a vehicle that would be handicap accessible.
The Archers are coming up big on this. It's 3rd down and 1.
Well, Southside's had 2 plays now where they, one time he almost tackled him in the end zone, but they've done a good job of keeping him out of the zone. It's 3rd and 1.
Remember, I think it was against Wayne earlier in the year. Southside had a big goal line stand. This would be a great boost for the Archers if they could somehow stop the Knights. This time we're going to go the other way, and Hambright, he's going to score. So it's going to be 27-6 at the 7:58 mark here in the 3rd quarter. So Luers will send out their senior kicker, Peyton Howe, for the extra point. Archer's going to have to find some way to slow down these Knights, or this could get out of hand. And it's good.
And the kick was good.
So it's now with 7:58 left in the 3rd quarter. It's 28 Bishop Luers and 6.
Again, that drive kind of was just like it was in the 1st quarter. I mean, they did, kept it 2nd and short, 3rd and short. Southside did a good job of trying to stop them in that last goal line, but Luers just keep coming. Those backs keep coming at you, and they're running downhill, and Southside has to make those tackles.
Well, it's one thing if you have to, stop, Jordan Presley.
Yes.
But what an advantage for Luers when they also have Hambright, who can run just about as well, if not better, in some games.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they had a total of 130 yards between the two in the first half.
That's correct.
So hopefully Southside, tries to slow them down this quarter here. Southside's still in the game also, even though it's 28 to 6. Southside can get back and score and get back in this game.
Of course, Bishop Luers also has Justin Gaston. And before we give all the praise to Bishop Luers, Southside, they have the ability and the athletes with Omar Jackson back, along with Markalen Harrison. They can pop a 95-yard run back as well.
But unlike Southside, Luers is going to squib it. They're going to keep the ball out of Markalen's hands.
So the kicker steps into it. And as you're right up the middle. It's time to number 95. He says, "Look, Mom, look what I have."
Yep.
I don't even know who number 95 is for the Archers. And I don't see an 85 on the we don't have either one, so give special props to number 85 or 95, whoever that was. We don't have them on our roster. It's been provided for us. So the ball is taken out to the 37-yard line, the 1st and 10. And for a minute there, I couldn't see Stevenson, but he was up under center. Markalen Harrison trying to break out the left-hand side. He's going to get tripped up by a host of tacklers led by number 7, Contrez Jordan.
With Contrez Jordan on the tackle for
lose a good 5-6 yards
Loss of 4
on
on the play.
that play.
That was a great play by number 7 to trip up Markalen. See, Markalen, even Southside, they want to get him coming down here.
Yep.
Luers has that speed on the outside where they're going to try to stop him as much as possible. So they want to get him down here and get him upfield.
He is so powerful in keeping those legs running. Stevenson now, there's a flag on the play, and it's overthrown.
It looked like it may have been an illegal procedure penalty on the south side.
There is a flag on the play.
Illegal procedure is going to be called on the Archers. That's going to march them back 5 yards. And with 7 minutes in the third quarter,
illegal procedure
the
on the
Archers are going to be having second down and forever. The Archers can break any play with their speed. Stevenson has a gun.
He has an arm. I know Luers went in and made some adjustments this half. So see how they defend Southside's pass.
Well, in this case, Luers decided to decline the penalty, so it's going to be third down and about 15, 16 yards.
14 for the Archers.
So Stevenson with Markalen Harrison in the backfield. Split receivers left and right. And here comes the rush. Stevenson gets away, throws it, could be open to Omar Jackson, who has 2 interceptions on the night. Nice sportsmanship by Gaston. He knew he got beat on that.
Yes. I tell you, Michael, again, he when he's flushed out of the pocket, the young man still has his eyes upfield. Omar did a good job of trying to get open. Just wish he could have caught that one.
Omar has already had 2 interceptions on the night, and the Archers are going to send in Pedrosa to punt it away.
Now I know they have they're shortening the guy because they don't have Presley out there. So okay, there he goes. But you don't want to kick the ball to number 1.
He's on the near side. Flags.
That may have been a delay game. Oh, they called timeout.
A timeout for the Archers. That's their second timeout taken. In addition to Parkview Sports Medicine, we want to thank Sports Center Inc. They're Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place an order or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Inc. is located at 5511 Coventry Lane on Fort Wayne's southwest side. What would be the purpose of taking that timeout, Coach?
Well, Southside was trying to prevent a penalty. The clock had ticked down to double zeros, and they didn't want to lose any more yards down here, especially when you got Presley and now Gatson back there.
Presley's on the far side, and Gaston's here on the near side.
If I'm the coach, I'm standing upfield, and I'm waiting for him to kick it to me instead of those two guys.
But he's going to put it in the air to Presley. Oh, and Presley's going to fumble it. And just like that, the Archers are going to pick up a 1st and 10. Maybe that ball just got a little wet and came out of Presley's hands. Really the first mistake of the night for Presley. And so the Archers are going to have a 1st down at the 32-yard line.
The coverage was excellent for Southside.
You could tell that if you were Jordan Presley, he could hear the footsteps.
Footsteps coming. And I think he was trying to get away from the pressure, and that's when he fumbled.
Sometimes, even as a star athlete, you just try to do a little extra.
Yeah.
That time it cost.
You just want to field the punt. If you have to fair catch it, do it.
So this time, once again, we have Hannah in the backfield as well as Markaylin Harrison. And Harrison goes right. No, actually, Stevenson. Oh, talk about confusion. What a fake up the middle. Stevenson throws it, and then it's intercepted by number 7, Contrez Jordan. So just after one fumble leads to an interception for the Knights.
He had a man open downfield, but I just don't think Michael saw the safety coming over the top.
Again, it's just unfortunate for the Archers who have not been able to sustain any kind of offense here in the last 2 quarters, really.
Yeah. Well, again, you're trying to get, the big shot downfield to get that score quick. But sometimes, you got to use the clock a little bit, and we just get a nice drive and get that first score. With 6 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the third quarter, you still got time to do some things.
Another run right up the gut for Bishop Luers.
Again, Luers is doing a great job keeping it second and short. In the rain, so everybody put their umbrellas up and take them down. It stopped raining, so again, Luers is going to keep running the ball until they stop them.
In other action at SAC tonight, we have Carroll at Concordia. We have Dwenger at Snyder, Northrop at Northside, and Wayne at Homestead. SummitCitySports.com will be there for either live broadcast or tape delay. Nice pass into the middle. Complete to Reese Zay, senior tight end. And he's going to pick up a 1st down. The ball's going to be placed just shy of the 40. Maybe the nose and the tip of the ball is right there at the 40.
That was a good play by Luers in the play action. And Southside safety did a good job of making that tackle also, because that kid would have been running ahead and missed him.
I don't know what the score is now, but I know that Snyder was down 21-0 against Dwenger, and they came back with 21 straight points. So what a contest on the north side. Summit City Sports is there to cover it. Oh, Presley, it looks like he was trying to make amends for his fumble earlier, and he gets a 1st down and more. Gets all the way out to the 39-yard line. Only had one tackler to beat.
One tackler to beat. That young man is explosive. When he gets that ball, and when he keeps his feet moving, if you don't get a hit on him first early, he can score from anywhere.
And to think that he's only a junior. So the Knights are going to have him again next year after he transferred from Homestead to Bishop Luers. Now we have 2 receivers to the far side. And one here to the near side. Kanapke hands it off to Hambright. Follows his blockers on the right-hand side. Going to pick up probably 6, 7 on the play. Ball's going to be placed at the 34-yard line. Clock continues to run. 4:23 left here in the third quarter.
Southside's defensive front is starting to wear down a little bit because of the running, left and right that Luers is doing tonight.
Remember, I used to play ping pong with my dad, and you always wanted to keep that opposite player running, so you go left and right, and left and right, and it does wear them out. Kanapke hands it off to Hambright, and
I'm surprised they didn't get a penalty on that one. The tackle got out quick.
Yet no dirty laundry on the play after that first half, and hopefully I won't jinx ourselves, but it seemed like there was a flag on about every other play.
You notice I didn't say anything about turnovers. I didn't want to jinx anybody.
Ball's at the 30-yard line. Ty Hambright comes off the field, but of course then you have, I believe that's Jordan Presley in the backfield.
He's got a lead blocker now for this ISO. They're probably going to try to run an ISO. Which they did.
Presley goes up, going to get a first down.
Well, that was Gatson this time.
Gatson on the carry for Bishop Luers, first down.
So you got Gatson that was in the backfield, and then you have Hambright, and then you have Presley.
Here we are on the sidelines up in the press box, and the Knights have, I believe, it's a stripe down the side that looks like a 1. So it's from where we were located, you can't see if it's a 1 or a 2. You just know it's a first down.
It's a first down.
And once again, the Knights are on the move.
The play action.
Oh, flag's thrown, but that's a pass reception to number 12.
You may have got that illegal procedure call that time.
Zach Robbins.
That time you had laundry. So you said about the you jinxed it.
I did.
And that play goes back.
On the reception was number 12, Zach Robbins. He's a senior, 6 foot, 185-pound QB and defensive back, but got a chance to be a wide receiver. But fortunately for the Knights, he gets called back 5 yards. I've had a daughter that attended Southside, and I've had a daughter that attended Bishop Luers, so I really wasn't trying to jinx either one. Kanapke's has that pistol formation again with one receiver left and right. Extra tight end, and Kanapke looking to the right, being chased. He's going to get away, and he's just going to throw it to the chain gang.
Great coverage by Thomas Davis out there. It looked like they were trying to throw a spot pass, and Thomas was all over that.
So with 2:15. And second down and 15. The Archers need a hold here, down 28-6. With the ball placed at about the 32-yard line. Next week, it doesn't get any easier for the Archers. They go to Homestead.
They go to Homestead for a tough game there, and then they in the draw they have Bishop Dwyer.
The Knights, they host Snyder as Gaston, he breaks free on the left-hand side. Going to get down to about the 4-yard line, I believe. The officials has his hands foot on the...
Yeah, he went out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
So 2:07.
I tell you what, Bishop Luers pull their backside guard and tackle. And, man, they are kicking those guys out, and those backs are going to run all day.
Frankly, I mean, it's just a fun team to watch.
Fun team.
just the balance that they have between the right balance between pass and catch and running. And this time they're going to give it to number 12. There's a flag on the play.
We had a hold.
But Zach Robbins even gets into the action.
Yeah, we had another illegal procedure.
Score, but there's some yellow stuff out there.
There's another flag. Again, you jinxed them. They had 2 flags on this drive.
I did go to Southside, so I mean, I was doing my best.
You was doing your best.
Not going to make any friends up here in the Bishop Luers box. Right. No matter if my daughter did come here.
Yeah. Tell you what, it's just a rich history in football when you look at Luers and you look at Southside and what they both were able to accomplish, and the athletes that have gone through both schools, has been tremendous.
I think about Michael Lito, who used to run here at Snyder. His son's now doing well at Snyder.
Doing well at Snyder.
So Kanapke looking as the whole.
Oh, good job.
Wow, that was a great, again, this is what I was talking about earlier. The whole Chang gang came running in to get Kanapke. They didn't get it, but they didn't get him, but they're continuing to play.
They continue to play. Omar, he sniffed that out and did a great job of making that tackle. Again, you have to commend Southside. Those kids are not giving up. And Luers is not backing down, but Southside's not giving up.
That's just something I've really appreciated about Coach Norfleet's teams this year and last. They play from whistle to whistle.
They play hard. I think at this point is 47.3 seconds to go in this quarter, and
Bishop Luers is going to take a timeout.
They're going to still want. Luers wants to score to close this game out right here.
So as both teams go to the sidelines, we're going to give a shout out again to Parkview Sports Medicine, who is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Of course, they make it possible for us to be on the air here at SummitCitySports.com. You can follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. You can like us on Facebook at Summit City Sports, or make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Summit City Sports.
Summit City Sports is able to change the game as far as getting exposure for the athletes. Again, we talked a little bit last week about it, that people that don't live in Fort Wayne, or they might be unable to get out and watch the game, they're able to keep track of the teams through Summit City Sports.
You were telling me last week, I think it was Bernard Pollard was in Tennessee
watching
the Archers.
Watching the game. He always kind of keeps up with the Archers, and so not just so much him, it's a lot of people. I ran into somebody that listened to the game last week, and they enjoyed the game.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, it's truly a privilege to be up here with you and to call these games. Kanapke is going to hand it off to Hambright, who's going to go right up the middle. He sniffs the end zone. Touchdown! Well, you talked about Luers wanting to score. Here we are with 39.4 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Hambright just...
The Cubs are tied with Washington 0-0 in the sixth inning.
For those Cub fans out there, I'll tell you that they're tied with the Nationals 0-0, so it looks like it's quite the pitching matchup. I heard earlier that the Cleveland Indians were down.
Yankees and Indians 8-8 in the 10th inning.
And I think they were down 8-0 or 8-1. The Indians came back. So, and with that, speaking of being 8-1, we add another 1 to the scoreboard for the Bishop Luers Knights as number 8, Peyton Powell, puts it through the upright. I believe he's only missed.
Well, he missed that one. That's the first miss tonight.
Oh, he did miss
Yeah,
that.
he did miss it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not see that. Again, I'm looking around a
It's
wall.
hard for you to see that one. You can't see that one. I tell you, tomorrow, again, you look at Kamari Hassan.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing Do It For Q. You know, they're doing a GoFundMe. I know that we're doing a fundraiser tomorrow. If you're not doing anything on a Saturday afternoon, it'd be a great game to come and see.
Yep. And to support a good kid and his mom,
Yeah.
they have to renovate, or they actually have to rent another house,
Yes.
so that the house is handicap accessible.
Yes.
Until he can fully get back on his feet, he needs to have a wheelchair accessible
Yes,
house.
a wheelchair accessible house. And also maybe a vehicle that can help him get around also.
I know my son, who passed away a couple years ago, he was in a wheelchair, and that was something that you had to have a chair lift installed, and those things are not cheap. So
Yeah, it's expensive.
I know SummitCitySports.com. We want to get behind this as well. That's Whip Kit. This time it's
That's
going
going
to
to
come.
Kari Walton.
That's to McGraw, I believe, and he's going to go right up the middle. He's looking here to get on the outside. He needs to switch hands.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
That is number 15 for the Archers, Bakari McGraw. And what a great run back. You're not going to kick it. You're not going to kick it deep.
They don't want Markalen Harrison to touch that ball, and I can understand why. He had maybe 178 yards in kickoff returns last week.
What a great run back, even though I picked on him for having it in the left hand versus the right hand. But what a great run back.
Yeah.
About 50 yards.
That's a good job by Bakari. He's one of the key track athletes on the team. So I mean, we happy for him to finally get a chance to touch the ball and do some things.
I just wonder where he'll be next year with Markalen. Now Markalen here to the right-hand side to pitch out to him. And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he's going to pick up maybe 4 yards on the play. Markalen's a senior, so they're going to have to groom another running back.
Yeah, so you have to groom somebody. They have Daniel O's as the backup running back, and it was kind of a funny story last week. Well, not funny, but Markalen, when he got hurt, all the guys were like, "Hey, Markalen, we're gonna win this game for you." And Markalen said, "Look, I'm not dead. I'm coming back."
And I can see his big, bright smile on that as well. Speaking of Markalen, he's going to... Oh, you've got to work to put that young man down.
Yeah. He doesn't give up. You look both of his legs. He's probably got 85 pounds in both legs. So he's kind of hard to bring down. If you just, you got to bring guys after him.
He just has tremendous heart. Great parental support as well. His dad is always at his games.
He's got great support from his mom and father.
Yeah. That's so important for these young people. Just to have somebody in the stands that believes in them, even when they're 1-6.
Yes. And that's we're at the end of this quarter, but that's a very important thing to these young men, to get their family, their relatives out here to see them play. They go through. You have to commend both teams and both the kids in these teams, because they're out there all summer, 7-on-7. Summer conditioning all summer long. So they want people to come out and watch them play.
Of course, Markalen, he played basketball. He was a point guard for the Archers, and he stepped away from the team so he could fully focus.
He wanted to focus a little bit more on the football game, but I'm expecting him to get back out for basketball next year.
Well, I know.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, 1 website. SummitCitySports.com. Live streamed high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
And more food news.
Now Stevenson jukes his way out. Oh, nice tackle by number 21, Kamari Harris. Or Stevenson would have had his second touchdown. Just a couple moves here and there, and he's gone. What an offensive weapon that becomes. And he's going to have a full off season to work on his throwing.
Yes.
Of course, he's going to probably play basketball for the Archers as well. And,
Southside, you look at next year's basketball team, some of the young men are playing football. They have a really good team, coming in this year.
Well, Everett Merritt's out on the far side. He has not caught a pass tonight, but this one's going to just look at that.
Yeah.
I almost called that.
It just seems like their offensively, their timing is off as far as passing tonight. So I know that Luers is playing a lot of man on the outside here and there, but it's making it difficult for Southside tonight.
Of course, just like on offense, you have Gaston. Gaston's been blanketing Everett Merritt.
Yes.
And I'm sure, just like on the offensive side, that really can impede the offense when you have that kind of speed on defense.
Well, you have Everett Merritt out there. You have Presley outside with Everett, and you have Omar Jackson. You have Gatson. So it's a great matchup.
On that play, Mark Kalen, he had nowhere to go.
He had nowhere to go.
He looked like he saw it and just sat down.
Yes. But right now, this is 2-down territory for Southside. It's 4th down and about 7 or 6. And we have 10:36 to go in this quarter. So, you'd like to see Southside try to get a first down here and keep this drive alive.
What do you think he's going to do, Coach?
Well, hopefully you get a back out of the backfield, maybe.
He's looking downfield, juking around, and gets it away. Oh, to Markalen Harrison now. He does pick up that first down. He just had the feeling.
I saw the back leak out maybe once before, and he was open. And Michael, he kept the drive alive by keeping his feet active, and he was able to keep his eyes downfield and get the ball to Markalen. That was a good job on his part.
Well, again, I don't think we've seen the full potential of Mikhail Stevenson, who's only playing in about his 4th football game as quarterback for the Archers.
And Luers has done such a great job of putting pressure on him, and he still keeps his feet active.
Now hand off to Markalen Harrison. Nice tackle.
That was a nice tackle by Presley.
I was listening to sports radio earlier this week, and they were talking about how coaches don't teach proper technique as much anymore in terms of tackling. It's more about the big hit. And yet Presley had both hands around
both hands, good wrap. That's something that we spend time on, even at St. Francis. You want your guys to fit. We want our guys to track your near hip, wrap and roll, and those are good tackles. You've got to learn how to wrap in this game, and Presley did a good job doing that.
2nd down and goal. Here's Markalen Harrison, and tries to get on the outside, but great pursuit again by number 21, Kamari Harris, and that's going to be 3rd down goal. He picks up a couple, but it's going to still be 3rd down with probably 5 yards to the goal line.
We have 8 minutes and 43 seconds. 3rd and 5 now, so I don't know if Southside is going to try maybe a little play action. Pass here, you got trips to the far side.
Don't forget DeMarquay Perkins here on this side, and that amazing catch that he had in the first quarter. Stevens directing traffic, gets it in, and just past the outstretched hands.
It was kind of hard for him to run full speed out that way and then try to throw that ball back.
That was intended for Amarin Green, I believe.
Pass brings up a
It's going to
4th
be
down.
4th down and 5. Do you know if J.C. Jones is on the team still? The point guard for the Lady Archers?
Yes, she is. I know I haven't seen her out there. I probably would have took her off last week. She almost got hurt. So
Yeah, she did. It was a roughing the kicker
yeah,
of all things.
I think Coach Goodwill may have said, hey, you're not kicking this week.
The sophomore point guard, she is definitely needed for the Archers.
Southside is going to do a little screen here, a fade route to Perkins, got a touchdown.
And how about that? I can see it on my monitor. Thankfully, that's DeMarquay Perkins scores the touchdown for the Archers. Excuse me. Coach Nolan, I bumped his arm. It's 8 minutes and 11 seconds. So it's now 34-12. Well, the Archers, it looks like the Archers are going to go for 2. And the kicker's not out there. But again, nice play.
That's a good play.
That I called earlier.
You called that earlier.
DeMarquay Perkins pulling a little Tony Romo there.
Tony Romo. Maybe look for a little bit of a quarterback ISO here, or might look for a fade route again.
So Stevens back, spins, goes to the right side, deep into the end zone, and out of the end zone.
Out of the end zone.
Everett Merritt was open on that.
He was wide open.
And yet the ball was just overthrown. So now with about 8 minutes to go here in the game, the Archers are down 12-34, 34-12.
34-12.
But yet the Archers have not
quit. Yep, they have not quit. I would maybe look for Southside. Maybe I know they're over there huddled up for a little bit longer over there. Maybe an onside kick here.
Well, if nothing else, it would keep from getting into number 1, number 2, or number 32.
I wouldn't want to see either one of those guys right now catching it.
Again, we appreciate you joining us on SummitCitySports.com.
Yes, I'm excited when you see football in Fort Wayne. I see the kids out here working hard, and you just want to see them get the, I want to say, the praise that they deserve.
Coach, when you and I were in school, there'd be no coverage like this.
No, to be honest, you didn't have coverage like this back when I played. One thing that we had that they don't have as much now is, when we played, our home field was at Wayne.
Yep.
So both sides would be packed.
Sure.
8,000 or 9,000 people at a game compared to, or even 4,000 or 5,000 at a game compared to what you see now. But I am happy to see more people from Southside here at the game and to support the Archers. But I'm looking for an onside kick here.
Yeah, Ben Macias is in now to kick versus Pedroza. So let's see what he'll do. He goes to 10 yards, and it's going to be gobbled up there. Ooh! And there's going to be a late hit on that play. And that was Omar Jackson who went in, but there's going to be a penalty. And so I'll probably add 15 yards. Dead ball foul.
If I'm a coach, I wouldn't be so much upset with him because that was more of a hustle play. You just got to be smart.
I remember those days when the Archers would have to get on the bus and go out to Wayne.
We used to have to practice over here to, at the time it was Geyer. We would have to practice at Geyer because of the construction, and then we'd play at Wayne. So.
Wow. But now the playing or the practice field is over across the street, and yet it kind of goes uphill
it does.
at one end.
They got to get that field smooth out. It kind of goes uphill here and there, and then the dangerous part is you got your athletes crossing the road every day they practice.
Southside plays all of their home soccer games away as well at the old Elmhurst. So again, my props to Southside, what they do. Oh, Jackson comes free, but the runner for the Knights, a new running back, number 22, Braden Cowherd, a sophomore, 6 foot, 184. Boy, big dude.
Yes.
As a sophomore.
Well, you have guys like Presley and Hambright and Gatson. Then all of a sudden you bring a guy in 6 feet, 185 pounds, and run at you. That's tough to deal with.
Pops you in the mouth. You go, what happened?
Yeah. Where'd he come from?
Yeah.
He's just a sophomore.
Yeah. Well, the night tradition here is amazing. As you look in the rafters of their gymnasium, all the championship banners. Gaston comes in, picks up near the first down. It's going to be short by maybe a yard. How much time do we have in the
third and
clock?
one? We have 7 minutes and 5 seconds in this quarter. Big thing for Luers right now at this point. The score is 34-12. You want to keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock running, but you also want to keep from getting your guys hurt.
Yeah.
Gadsden.
Yeah.
And so you might want to get him out or so some other guys.
I was actually a little bit surprised to see the Gaston receiver there.
Yes. They do have a different quarterback in, so number 12 came in from
Zach Robbins. You know, as I overheard Mrs. Kiefer give the public address announcement, another thing that you and I didn't have is they just announced that all the students should call their parents.
Yes.
To come pick them up.
Yeah. You know, we started doing that, and I know all the schools do that because a lot of times parents kind of forget.
Yeah.
And you don't want your kids out here all night.
Robbins going to keep that ball. Vasquez going to try to take him down, and he wants to keep running.
Yes. Did he go out of bounds? I kept that. See, you don't want to go out of bounds and stop the clock.
That's where you just want to sit down.
Yes. You want to run the ball, but you want to keep the clock moving.
But he's a senior. He wants to